Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Wizard101 here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Yes, I am super sweaty for you ladies today. I am exhausted. Went to the gym earlier this morning, and took a shower and did all that. And was gonna live stream. However, my mom was missing her wedding ring, so today I've just been taking apart the couch, looking in the bathroom, looking outside, even looking in the hot car. It is so hot outside right now. We're in a heat wave. So yes, I am a little sweaty and I am a little exhausted. So sorry I can't live stream for you guys today. We'll live stream tomorrow and hopefully it's a little bit less chaotic. But Test Realm is back online and I wanted to show you guys the awesome patch notes that Mr. Court wanted to basically let us read. Because these are some pretty cool patch notes. And honestly, this update is obviously on kind of the mixed side. You're either going to like this update or you're not. But yeah, we're just gonna talk a little bit about it and yeah, talk to you guys about it. And I will move my big fat sweaty head so you guys can read it. So May 18th, 2026. Actually, you know what, let's put my sweaty head somewhere else. For the ladies. Let's move me around here. Should be good. And we'll make sure it's a little small. But anyway, we have some patch notes for the Blighted Veil raid. So they are swapping the availing hands on gear pieces to a version that is allowed in advance. Pretty cool stuff. Fixed an issue where pre-quest mobs would not spawn. Pretty good stuff. Fixed missing sound in the pre-quest interiors. Pretty good. And then they fixed a test realm issue where the guild gate would close prematurely. Okay, good stuff. I like it. I love it. All right, good stuff. And like I said about the raid, it is a really gorgeous raid. I like it, and if you're interested in like the stats, I think the robes are definitely a good upgrade for all schools except for Storm. I just think that the performance of the raid though is definitely going to tank a lot of people's laptops or PCs. At least the last time I tried it on like the first week. I mean, I'm sure it's probably way better now. I'm sure Court will say it's way better now, but at least when I played it on the first day of like test round, it was rough. I think a lot of people were running at like 10 frames or something like that. It was rough. Yeah, I don't know if there's really anything else to do there. I mean, I have a gaming laptop. I mean, I don't know how much technology this game needs. I don't know if there's just too many particles in the game or what, but yeah, pretty fun raid. Just like it's rough, dude. I could definitely see a lot of people like unable to actually run this raid depending on the type of hardware they have. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I can definitely see there being some performance complaints left and right, but it's a fun raid nonetheless. We'll see what happens in the future or in live realm. Maybe it will be a little bit stabilized, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little rough. All right, so let's talk about Barkingham Palace Chronicle, which is also a fun part of the update. They fixed the mob defeat badges not being awarded, fixed an issue with monster could get stuck in a cheat loop, fixed some mob loot issues, and then added map icons during the grunt. All right, good stuff. Idle Wizard and input control. These are probably one of the biggest things of these patch that I think a lot of people are going to want to listen to. If you guys don't know, in this summer update, we'll have an idle feature. People noticed on the test realm, like your, shift, like A wouldn't work anymore to like spin around or whatever. Let's talk about it. So, adjusted idle wizard's UI. Idle wizards will now play a random equipped victory dance. Disconnecting from the game will now show a reconnect button, which is actually pretty cool. And also, the idle wizards will now play a random equipped victory dance. That's cute. I actually like that. That's nice. So that way, some people know that you're just AFK. I know that was one comment that Mason made. Like nobody would really know if you were AFK or not. He kind of made a suggestion that maybe you could have like a little arrow above your name that says like AFK player or something like that, or idle wizard, something like that. Anyway, over here, fixed an issue where zooming in and out with the mouse would not change the camera. Pretty good stuff. And then fixed input issues with alt and arrow keys, which is also pretty cool because in this test round, they were messing around with a lot of controls. I'm sure Court will give you guys a full explanation about why. But yeah, Shift A doesn't work. And the reason behind that is like apparently it wasn't like intentional, quote unquote. You can still use Control A. Some people say it might feel a little weird on their hands. Some people just prefer to have a Shift A. It's a whole thing. I mean, I personally don't really use like Control A or Control W a whole lot. I just move around most of the time. The only time I'm usually going AFK is if I'm setting up an AFK Azar farm, but that doesn't really require me to really spin around because I already have an auto clicker to just spam balance scout, and that's pretty much it. But I know some people are not gonna like this change regardless, just because they kind of prefer to spin. So if you still want to spin, I would try checking out Control A if that works. Maybe Control Left keyboard. I don't know. We'll see. It also would be cool to kind of see in the future if we could get control support for this game. I know Steam version of Wizard101 I think has it, but I'm not so sure about like the main base of like Wizard101. You know, Wizard101 is kind of still stuck in a 2008 kind of format, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully, you know, the rest of the controls are a little bit better in live realm, and hopefully there's not too much of an issue with that. I mean, I'm sure with this community we'll still see complaints regardless, but it is what it is. We'll just see how it goes in live realm. And hopefully no bugs and glitches, but to be honest, you know, let's all be honest, it will still probably be a buggy mess. So no. Like, let's just be honest. So let's talk about magic weaving, because this is actually really interesting. So they reduced the number of badges required to complete each quest. So now it went to 3 to 2, which is absolutely amazing, right? You had to do 3 of those little chores and it was kind of exhausting, but now they reduced it to 2. So that is like probably a big plus right there. And then they also fixed a spawner issue in Azteca fire weaving. So if you're a magic weaver or a very funky magic weaver from someone I know, this is absolutely a plus, and this is absolutely awesome. So make sure to check that out if you are a magic weaver. And it's kind of good that they're making these changes, though. I know they're still trying to get people interested in the magic weaving. It's still kind of one of those parts of the content where people don't really engage in just because it's just a lot of work. So reducing it from, you know, 3 to 2 is really good. And hopefully they, you know, keep adding in some more quality of life updates for magic weaving and stuff like that. And obviously more spells, because I definitely think there could be a lot more spells. Like, I did rank 5 magic weaving for my storm with the death weaving, and you know, it's just one of those things where you kind of want to do it once and then just don't want to do it again. It really is exhausting. And then over here we got some Beast Moon sigils, which Beast Moon has been bugged for a very long time. And I think a lot of Beast Moon players are always upset whenever they have this in the weekly rotation. And, you know, just having it be... I will say this, though. I definitely don't think that this should be, like, a test realm specific patch note. Like, I think this should just get pushed out immediately, because it's been bugged for, like, months. So, you know, maybe some things require a bigger maintenance than usual, but still, that's a big wait time for Beastman players. I just feel bad for Beastman players, honestly. They've really been getting the short end of the stick lately, dude. I feel bad for them. So, Concede no longer allows another player to join a locked sigil spot. Yeah, see, like, you can push this out now in a regular patch. Like, you don't have to wait for the summer update. Like, this isn't like a summer update thing. Like, this is just like the general game thing, you know? But whatever. Alright, grouping no longer prevents players from joining. Minions can be summoned into locked sigil spots. Again, okay, pretty cool stuff. But like I said, that's something that should just be pushed out. That doesn't, like, that didn't have to be in the summer update. Like, hey guys, look, we finally fixed Beast Moon. Like, you couldn't have done that earlier? Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Beast Moon again on, like, the event calendar, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check the calendar, but still, like, that should just be... You just push that out now, dude. Like, that doesn't require the summer updates. I don't know. Let's keep reading, dude. I'm sweaty. I'm agitated, dude. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I've been drinking, like, liquids all day. So this is miscellaneous stuff. So this is where we get to the interesting stuff. So fixed an issue where some newer icons and backgrounds were not showing. Okay. Fixed Fight Fest teleport location. Okay. Aquila Chronicle spellments no longer require beating Sisyphus before dropping. Okay, pretty good. Added Aquila Chronicle spellments to Portal Apparel. Awesome. And then also added Path C Spectral Blast and Hydra treasure cards to the Guild Crafter and Portal Apparel. Nice. Minion Reshuffle is now properly advanced banned. That's fine. Fix an issue where defeating an enemy with a damage overtime pact would not result in backlash being applied to the caster. Resolved some performance issues with the deck UI, pretty good. And fixed an issue where Death's Fire punishing pins weren't available from Zalicia, the snooping one. All right, pretty good stuff. All right, pretty good stuff. Now, I will say this, and I don't know if it's in the specific test realm build, and I don't know if it's not allowed, but if you go to Darkmoor Crafter, right, that's in the Outsiders camp, you're allowed to craft like kind of your own pins and stuff like that. But when you go to the school specific pins, you're not allowed to actually craft those pins. Now the Wallaroo Crafter allows it, and quite honestly, I just use the Wallaroo Crafter. They allow you to basically craft all school pins, regardless of what school you are. But I will say that the Outsider Camp vendor does not allow that. Maybe that's just something KI doesn't want you to do. Maybe they just want you to get the badge instead, but whatever. But anyways, no, this is fine. Everything is fine. We'll see what happens in the test ROM. And like I say, every time, like, even with all these notes, there's still going to be some issues on Live ROM. And that's just a given because Live ROM and test ROM are like two different entities. And there's just like really no way. I don't think there's really no way for them to like counteract any like future bugs. I think it's just gonna happen, and I think the community sadly is just gonna have to get used to it, which I've already been used to it for a couple of years now. Like, I'm used to this now, but we'll see what happens. Probably the cool thing though about this is the whole magic weaving thing. I'm glad they decreased the amount of badges you need to proceed to the ranks. That's pretty good. And also Beastman. I really do think that this should just be pushed out immediately. I don't think that this really needs to wait until the summer update. I just feel like that's kind of like adding on to the summer update a little bit more. We don't even know if this is going to work in Live Realm at all. Like, we don't even know if this is going to work. So, I don't know. I just think that should get pushed out now, especially if they have a Beast Moon on the event calendar before the summer update. But that's just me. Hopefully, Beast Moon players will be happy about that. No, now, here's the one thing that I don't think was ever listed in this entire patch notes. This is like one of those little hidden Easter egg things, right? But this is pretty cool. So, if you guys don't know, in the test realm, or if you see my test realm live streams, we changed our name, like we always do. We changed our name and gender on test realm. We always do that. But the cool thing is we changed it in a different language. And for that language, we chose French. So if some of you guys saw those live stream, I think my name was Beatrice, but Abonate or something like that. But it was a really cool name, and that's why in this test realm build, apparently they are testing out more available languages, which I personally have not seen in the live realm, unless I just never paid attention. But that is probably one of my favorite things in this entire update. So it's not really confirmed if that's going to be part of the summer update or if that's just going to be something that they're just testing out over time. But that is really cool to see like other languaged names in the game, and also see the language support as well. And I was actually just talking to some EU players whenever I'm live streaming on Twitch about, some of them are kind of making the, the shift to Wizard101 NA because Wizard101 EU, it just doesn't get those many updates, or at least it just doesn't get up-to-date updates, unlike, Wizard101 NA. And I was telling them, there are a lot of EU players that play on the NA servers just because it is a little bit more supported. Not to say that, Wizard101 EU has been abandoned, But, you know, by the time we get the summer update, it will probably be like a year later or something like that. Like, it would be a really long time, and you kind of like, you know, you don't really want to play catch up. You kind of want to play with the rest of the squad. You know, you kind of want to play with the rest of the community. So I think that's what they're doing, or at least that's what I see a lot of the EU players are doing. You can still play on the EU servers, but again, it's just going to be very delayed. And the same thing with Wizard101 console, which is on its own kind of situation. I have no idea when you guys are getting any updates. I'm gonna be real. I mean, somebody told me like it's gonna be a year delay, which I mean, I mean that's a wild. I mean, we're already about to get the summer update of 2026, and they still don't even have updates from like 2025. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly, actually, probably even 2024. I'm not sure how far back Wizard101 console players are. I know they have Selenopolis. I saw people play Selenopolis, but I don't know how far back they are. So I don't know. How far back are they? Are they that far back? I don't know. I honestly don't know how far back Wizard101 console is. I really don't. I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me. But yeah, a lot of delays and stuff like that. But overall, good patch notes, good stuff. Can't wait for this update. Should be fun. And if you guys don't know kind of the main stuff of the updates, they got a bunch of stuff in it. You know, we talked about the Beast Moon schedule, blah, blah, blah. You know, Idle Wizards, probably like one of the best things here. I think the whole guild visitor thing might die out. I don't think anybody's really going to do that. The Housing Hall of Fame looks pretty cool as well. Player endorsements, we tested them out. You know, they're just there. You know, it's kind of like one of those features where, oh, it's there, you know, it's kind of thing. So I don't think that's really going to do much. And what else? Yeah, Fantastic Fight Fest gear looks alright. Some people are questioning the gear design of this update, which is fine. Minion update looks cool as well. We tested those out. Marley Bone Challenge mode was really not challenging at all. It was super easy. It's not hard. Like I said, I'll save all of this for my review. But yeah, pretty fun stuff. So make sure to check it out. And yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.